Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your October connection session. I am Princess India. If you are new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. So, we're going to be looking at the energy between you as well as a person of interest. And then we're going to be getting into a more specific spread where we're going to be looking at how your person of interest thinks as well as feels about you, Capricorn. So, let's go ahead and jump right in and see what is going on between you as well as your person of interest. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the cards for the other spread. Forgive me if I'm Fumbles McGee. This is a new deck, and this card stock ain't nothing to play with. All right. So anyway, so the energy representing Capricorn in the month of October is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's interesting. So Capricorn, what is it looking like? In reference to your person of interest in the month of October, you guys are on some solo dolo type of energy. It's not necessarily wanting to have, not necessarily desiring at the moment to work collaboratively with others. It's more or less whatever goals that you guys are focused on in the month of October. They may have the tendency to be a little bit more self-focused. Or you just being very focused on whether that's your job or, projects that you're working on or just your own kind of personal development. So it's more or less being more kind of inner focused and putting yourself first in the month of October. I will say it that way, like being more concerned with financial matters, career matters, personal development matters, and not so much, fraternizing and gallivanting or including other people in that, if we can say it that way. Now, your person of interest, interesting. Your person of interest is showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. And I would have to say that that is somewhat very true about your person of interest as well. Your person of interest seems to as well be focused on very earthly matters, very specifically financial matters. Your person of interest may be a little detached from you in the month of October, because it feels to me it's very similar to you, Capricorn. They're very focused on matters that may extend past them, not to say that they're not self-focused, but more or less how can I say this? More or less how this would be a perfect example. So say if your person of interest had kids, right? So it's them being focused on, I need to work to make money to feed my kids. It's like that kind of, so it's not them solely being self-focused, like how I'm seeing with you guys, to where it's like, my finances, my career, my self, personal development, whatever. It's like with them, they're thinking about what I need to do for myself. How do I need to improve? How do I need to do more? Because my actions or my state or what I, invest in, don't do is affecting people outside of me as well. So it's kind of them juggling, and not to, take away from y'all Capricorn as if y'all don't have those responsibilities as well. But that's what's being highlighted with your person of interest, is more or less how their concerns or what they're working on is affecting other people. Now, the energy between the two of you, oh, interesting. We have the Fool card. That's Aries energy. So it is a new beginning between the two of you. Now, here's the thing. Some of you guys, if you guys, this is somebody already dating, this can be kind of like a fresh start for you guys. So kind of, I'm seeing it, if this is someone you've been talking to, almost like an ascension in the relationship, like you guys being in a new state in the relationship, meaning you were dating and now you're in a relationship, or you guys were living separately and now you're living together under the same roof, or y'all were engaged and now you're married type of deal, or just that you settled into more of like a working phase in a relationship, if that's making sense, to where it's like you were in the lovey-dovey, like sleep all day, cuddle all the time type of energy. And now it's like kind of back to life in a sense. Or maybe if you guys are both in college or something, and it's like you were on a break and now it's like, it's back to the books type of thing. So it's like your focus is kind of differing. For others of you, this would be two people who are newly dating. And if you guys are newly dating, then that's totally normal. So it's like, this is fresh and new, and both of you have lives going on, you know what I'm saying? And you're just focused on your lives, right? Now, getting into our more specific spread, the first card for your person of interest, fleeting thoughts. Interesting. We have the, did I freeze? We have the 5 of Cuppies. Then we have, interesting, we have the moon in the reverse. That's Cancerian energy. Fascinating. Oh, good. Okay. We have the 8 of Swords. What is going on with your person of interest, Capricorn? And then in their conscious thoughts, oh, good Lord. We have the 10 of Cuppies in the reverse. What is going on? What is going on? Okay, that's a lot. I need to like gather myself. Okay, Capricorn, your person of interest is not in the most positive headspace at all. Not even a little bit. So, and I have to say this goes two ways depending on what state of the relationship you guys are in. If you guys have been together for some time, I could see why there's a new beginning, because it feels to me like there would have been some sort of I don't want to say a crash out, but I'm gonna say a crash out for lack of better terms, because if this is someone that you've been talking to, there was some sort of disappointment that has happened, and this is still very much on your person of interest mind. So, and I would have to say it's in the realm of like a disappointment, like your person of interest's headspace is one in which they feel let down by Capricorn in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it was this perception that something was going to be a particular way, and it didn't pan out the way that they hoped that it would. However, because of course we know with the 5 of Cups, we have, you know, those 3 cups that have, you know, fallen. And then we still have those 2 cups behind the person that they're not seeing because they're focusing so much on what went wrong. So I wouldn't say that everything is lost and gone to hell. And once again, like I said, with the Fool card, right? It's like there's a new beginning between the two of you. And I feel that new beginning would be this 2 of Cups. So everything isn't lost entirely, but to your person of interest, that is their perception at present, right? Is feeling like, okay, them being hella disappointed, or I don't know if you guys got into an argument, your first argument, whatever, but it's whatever it is that they were hoping for, it didn't pan out the way that they hoped. Now, what this would be relating to, Capricorn, is something came to light, you know, and it's not necessarily saying that it's like sneaky, cheating, lying or anything like that. It could have been, you know, your person of interest having an assumption that something was going to pan out a particular way, or that you guys were on the same page about something, and coming into, you know, the present, so like recent past, it ended up coming out that you guys aren't on the same page. And I don't know why what's coming to me is almost like a business type of thing. Like, say if Capricorn had like a business they wanted to start, or a project or something that they wanted to work on, and say your partner assumed, right, you know, like, I do the thing, like, I don't know, let's just go with the whole scenario. So that both of you guys are mural painters, okay? And say that Capricorn, you got this opportunity to paint like this bomb mural, right? And like, you know, super, you know, well-known building, you know, like landmark in, you know, their city that you live in, right? And when your partner finds out, they're ecstatic. It's like, oh my gosh, da 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 da. So your partner's assumption is, of course, you know, I also paint murals. Like, of course, Capricorn is going to have me on the team to paint this mural with them, right? And then, you know, when it comes down to the come down, Capricorn speaking very much in first person. I'm excited. This is so great for me, da, da, da. And it's like, I got this really great team to work with me. And then your person is like, okay, so when are we showing up? And then you're like, we, you know what I mean? What is we? You know what I mean? Like, it's like me and, you know, this team. You know, like, did you think you were going to work on this project? Not saying you would say it so crass. I mean, it's possible because Capricorns do be straight shooters. But it's like your person finding something like that out, like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? So that's very much these two energies. Like, I didn't really have clarity. You know what I'm saying with the moon? I didn't really have like a straight answer from Capricorn that was saying I was definitely going to be on this mural painting team. I just assumed because we were together that I was going to be, you know, involved in this. And it's like that coming to light, like, oh, wow, like they're not including me in that. So it's kind of being in a sad kind of headspace with that. You know what I mean? And with this Eight of Swords in the reverse, there is, and mind you, this is their fleeting thought. So this is all information that they're weighing. So with this Eight of Swords in the reverse, it's a dual meaning with this because there is the opportunity, like in reality, there is an opportunity for your person to come out of this, you know, kind of negative headspace that they're in. Because, like I said, with these two cups being left in this Five of Cups, so it's like there's still hope to, you know, move forward, to move past this, for you guys to kind of talk about it and move forward. But I feel with your person of interest, it's a rumination that's going on. So it's them constantly like running things back in their mind of like, did I say something wrong? Did I give the wrong impression? Like when I was saying, oh my gosh, I'm so like, there's so much paint in my house. I'm just so sick of paint. Like, if I never painted another mural for the rest of my life, like I would be fine. Like, was me saying that giving the wrong impression to where my partner thought that I was like really over painting murals? And mind you, you know, mural is just a metaphor, right? So it's like a lot of this rumination, but there is the opportunity for them to come out of this headspace. But it looks almost as if your person of interest is disaster thinking. So whatever this truth is that came out was the trigger, right? They're dwelling on that. They're ruminating in this headspace, and that takes us to where their conscious thoughts are with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. Your person is a real disaster thinker, very black and white. It's like everything is grand and awesome, or everything is like going to hell type of thing. Because with this 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, it's almost like now it's no longer just the mural. It's like if they didn't pick me to paint this mural with them, this has to mean more than that. Like they must hate me. They must not love me. They must not see a future with me anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's them kind of spiraling out and thinking worst case scenario with this. So that kind of goes back to me, like I was saying, Capricorn, with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse, for whatever reason, and there's nothing wrong with that, with you guys being in this solitary energy. And even if we go back to the whole mural painting analogy, even if that's something that you didn't want to involve your partner in, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, I just want this to be like a me thing. You feel what I'm saying? Do I feel like you should probably communicate that to your person of interest? Yeah. But could you have really known that your person would have assumed that they would have been involved? You can't necessarily, I mean, depending on how well you know the person that you're with, you can't necessarily always account for things like that. But as it kind of looks to me at present, I don't really feel you guys are talking about it. I saw similar energy with Libra, to where, so if you have that in your chart, check it out, to where their person of interest had this whole thing going on with them on the inside. But the presentation they were given to Libra was vastly different. It's just like, everything's cool over here, no problems. You know what I'm saying? We're Gucci over here, right? But behind that, you know, false veneer, it's just chaos. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys are even aware that your person of interest is in this headspace, but, you know, check on your partner. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe strike up a conversation and ask them, hey, you know, this thing that you just, you know, recently found out about, like, how are you feeling about that? You know, especially if it's something that, you know, would kind of potentially provoke emotion in a person. And this would be like a common human decency type of thing. Like, just like basic emotional intelligence. Like, if there's something that was revealed to your person of interest or to both of you, whatever, and it would typically be something that a general human being would possibly be disappointed about or feel a way about, um kind of take that into consideration and ask your person of interest, because I really feel they're spiraling out. But like I said, in their conscious thoughts, their headspace is jumping to like, oh my gosh, our relationship is a disaster. You know, like, they're not happy with me. I'm not what they want. possibly I'm not enough type of thing. So it's thinking things like that when that may not even be the case of where you are. I mean, unless it is. You know what I'm saying? Because another way that I could see this is like a Capricorn waking up and looking at this person and saying, I don't love you anymore. That could be the thing that is revealed with the moon in the reverse and the person being depressed about that. And with the 10 of cups reverse being like, oh my gosh, what happened to my person? Because Capricorn, once upon a time, was like, I'm whole about this, relationship type of thing. And then suddenly you woke up and were like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. So it depends on kind of where you fall. You feel what I'm saying? Now, their subconscious impression / projection. Oh my God. We have the 10 of swords. I mean, I know I'm like dark and macabre, but your person, they could take the award for pessimistic, child. So okay, so your person of interest subconscious impression is the 10 of swords. So your person is someone who, like I was saying, black and white thinking, they almost always all the time see the glass as half full. They're very pessimistic. Really, if ever believe things are working in their favor, working out for them, their perception on life is very much waiting for the other shoe to drop. What else is gonna go wrong? Like, of course this happens to me type of deal. You know what I'm saying? And how they would be projecting this onto you, Capricorn, and what this would be, I just got that impression. So I feel like I need to say that. What this would be is like a person who fears like rejection and abandonment. So their stance that they take is kind of like, I'm going to reject you before you reject me. However, because of this being in their subconscious impression, it's not like blatant. So when you think about a person who typically, like, with all the TikToks and things of the sort, if you think about a person who has like abandonment issues or whatever, and they reject a person before they reject them, it's an external action. So it's like they'll ghost you, stop returning phone calls, like whatever. So they'll do an action, right, that will make a person stop engaging with them. And and that's how they're like, I'm rejecting you before you reject me type of thing. With your person of interest, with them, it's not like that. It's a very internalized state. So for them, it's like this rumination, this negative headspace, like all they're seeing is the negativity. And it's like they're just waiting for the shoe to drop. So it's like they will be there with you, not say anything, keep going through the motions with you, but they already have it set in my mind that, Capricorn is over me. Like Capricorn's going to break up with me. Like this is done. It's finished. And then every single thing that you do, they start interpreting it like, yep, they didn't open my car door. They didn't pour my coffee. This is it. Like this done. See, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So and this is something I would say, Capricorn, that you would probably not. I mean, I can't say probably not, maybe not in the context in which I'm saying it. But I feel what you would have seen from this person and the connection with them would be like a lot of reassurance almost, to where it's like, are you mad? Are you okay? Are you sure? Is it okay with you if I do that? Are you sure? Like, you're sure you're not upset? Like a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? A lot of them not necessarily taking a full stance on something. Like, I think rarely, if ever, you ever heard this person say something like, if you don't want to go, like, that's cool. Like, I'm still going to go. You know what I'm saying? Rarely would you ever hear this person say that. So it's like almost like a consistent need for reassurance, and then being like, oh no, I know you're mad at me. Like, you're pissed. Like, I know, I already know, like, I pissed you off. And it's like, no, I am fine. And it's like, no, I know, like, I know this, like, you're probably not going to want to talk to me anymore. Like, them saying stuff like that, because this person is always seeing the end at the beginning. And what this really goes back to is like a deservingness type of thing, because it's like this person's self-perception is like, I don't deserve nice things, and nice things never happen for me, right? So I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop. So anytime, they do something, say something, whatever, they're always seeing that as like, okay, the book stops here, Capricorn's going to leave me, not want to talk to me anymore. But the thing with this, because it's like I'm trying not to get too deep into it because it's like a whole pathology goes with this. But it's like when people are like this, a lot of times it can irritate certain people because it's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's just like, when is enough ever enough? You feel what I'm saying? How many times do I have to tell you I love you? How many times I have to tell you that I'm committed to you? How many times I have to tell you that I'm not going anywhere for you to understand or for you to get it? For some people, that doesn't bother them. For other people, like I said, it could be annoying because I know it was a Gemini reading I did a few months back where it was like that. But with this person, it's just their self-concept, their inner world is very much a external perception, as if they always get the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And that being projected onto like Capricorn's going to be another person that, just gives up on me type of vibe, right? Now their feelings toward you. Negative Nancy. We have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So Capricorn, your person of interest dead ass feels like, you're kaput. You're no longer investing in this. And I don't know what the depth of this relationship is. Like I said, I don't know if y'all live together. If y'all did, this would be so awkward. But I don't know if y'all live together, if y'all been together for a while, or even if this is still kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? They feel like you're no longer investing in this. Like whatever it is, that whatever time, energy, and effort that you were putting into this connection, you're no longer interested in investing. Like you no longer see that is, gosh, like that is a lot. You no longer see a future. You no longer see the value in investing in it, all of the things. And another thing I will say too, which may be a little late in the game if that person's still watching. The other thing I could see with this as well is if the thing that was revealed with the moon in the reverse, I could even put a time frame on this. This would be what is that, the Pisces full moon? This would have been on or around like the week of the Pisces full moon. So that was like what, last week? I'm recording this, it's still September. I think it was the 21st, if I'm not mistaken, or the 16th. It's somewhere, it's in the latter part of September. It was the Pisces full moon, partial lunar eclipse. Like I feel whatever this is that we're talking about, it occurred around that time. So kind of hone in like the latter part of September is whenever this thing kind of came to light. But the other side of this message that I'm getting is for some of you guys, Capricorn, it's not something that was revealed about you. It could have potentially been something that was revealed about your person that you didn't know. Right. And so that gives me like a whole nother perspective on this, to where for some of you guys, it very well could be something being revealed about your person of interest. And that's what got you guys into this Three of Pentacles in the reverse energy. So where it's like, I don't really know if I want, like I was for this, but now I'm like, I don't know about all this now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this could go one or revealed about Capricorn, or something was revealed about your person and it kind of upset the apple cart. But whatever the case, all in all, what I can say with this, I feel everything that your person of interest, how they're thinking and feeling about you, is very one-sided. I mean, that's only up to Capricorn to be able to say whether or not that's true, of if you're completely over the person and like, I'm done kaput, I want a divorce, or, I want to move out, whatever it is. Only you guys could say that. Let me know in the comments, because I'm nosy and I like to know things. But anyway, but my perspective of this is I don't think Capricorn is even aware that your person of interest is even going through all of this, especially if this is just like, I want to focus on myself, like get my head together type of thing. But whatever the case, with the Fool being here between the two of you, regardless of what it is that transpired, whether it was something, you know, revealed about your person or about you, I feel it's giving you guys an opportunity to have a fresh start. Like that energy is on the table and has the potential to be developed if you're about that life. But I feel that's kind of why all of this happened, was for the purpose of everything kind of being out on the table to offer like a clean slate, and you guys deciding how it is that you want to move forward from here, if that's making sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense. So go ahead and ask a yes or no question, Capricorn. I'm going to throw the dice of resonance. Okay. All right, so we have female, we have Leo, we have Cappy, we have rising, we have anyone, so it can be anyone. And the answer to your question is yes. Can you see the yes? I don't know if my face is messing it up. Yes. Answer to your question is yes. So female, Cappy, or Leo, so they could be a Capricorn or a Leo rising. It could be anyone, and it's a female. And the answer to your question is yes. So Capricorn, that has been your connection session for October. Most certainly, let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my